My name is Michael Gilmour and I'm the writer of Whizbang's blog, and let me tell you, it's great to be here with you today. As a part of my 10th year of writing the blog, I thought I'd share with you some of my experience from over the years with managing domains and extracting the full amount of value from them. So I hope you enjoy this series of videos, and I look forward to sharing with you a lot more in the future. But anyway, the first topic I'd like to talk about is one that's a little bit boring for some people, and that is domain management. Now, if you've got one domain, it's easy to go along, set up name servers, point it to a web server, and set up a website. That's not a problem. But if you've got 10,000 domains, it becomes problematic. So what most people end up doing is they run their domain portfolios with Excel. And the problem is, over time, the name servers aren't set to where you think they are. Messages at the top for the selling of domains aren't what you think they are any longer. It slowly degrades, sort of like fragmentation on a hard drive in some ways. So what is the downside to all of this? Obviously, managing a large database of domains and all the different settings you could possibly have and everything like that for them is one of the biggest challenges for any domain professional. And how to actually manage that is no longer trivial. If you really want to extract the full amount of value from your domain names, you need to actually have systems in process. Let's think about this. There are four main types of business models for domain names. One is develop. Are you going to build a domain so you develop it out and extract the value from it? Or are you going to, it's a high value domain like color.com or something like that, a single word generic, and so you can sell it for a lot of money. Or let's imagine you're leasing the domain name, so you're going to keep track of that lease and make sure the person's paying you on a regular basis. So the third different business model is stock items. So I've got 2,000 domains, and I'm wanting to go along and sell them for $1,000 each, and away I go. So then the final one, let me get my figures up right, is traffic domains. I want to earn money from the traffic. So I'm going to explore these different options, but wrapping all of these up is domain management. So one of the things that I think about with my own portfolio when I work with our clients is I say to them, what business model are you applying to your domain? So is it traffic, stock item, high value domain, or development? And what are you actually going to do to impact the value of those domains? How are you going to sell more of them? How are you going to go and extract more value from the traffic? What are you going to do in terms of development? How are you going to impact the development of your domain so you can sell more products or services or generate more your customers to come to your website? So all of these things are looking at outcomes. What is the outcome you're trying to achieve? There's no point having a portfolio of thousands of domains if you do not have an outcome specified for each one of them. But more than just having an outcome, then having a plan of how are you actually going to fulfill the plan so that you can get more money from your traffic or from your sales or whatever. A lot of people buy domain names and they don't have a clear end in sight. I'm of the view you should only buy a domain name is if you know exactly what you're going to do with it at the beginning. If you know that it is a sales domain name. In fact, ideally you should sell a domain name before you even buy it. That's what some people make a lot of money from. They manage to buy low and they sell high, but they don't even actually outlay cash in that process. So the thing to think about with your domain portfolio is what are the business models. Then you've got to then build systems for tracking. Are your domains set up in such a way as you're tracking according to the business model? Like for instance, if you are developing a domain name, are the name servers set correctly? is the website operational all the time? What are all the management tools you're adopting so you can have your 500 developed websites and you're tracking exactly what's going on with them, and the fact that you may have an advertising campaign driving traffic to website number 23 and has it had an impact upon the results for that particular website. So building those management tools is not trivial. And in a future video, I'm going to talk about something I've been working on for quite some time around development, and how I see there's quite some downsides when you look at applications like WordPress and Joomla and Drupal and so forth, and some of the things I'm trying to do to solve those. But so there's no point having domains marked in the traffic category if the name servers aren't pointed correctly either, or if the CNAMEs aren't set up correctly, if you're doing some sort of round robining. All these things you need to have the checks in for, and needs to be on an ongoing basis. Yeah, so, or worse than that, what happens if your domains expire? Relying on an email getting through to you at the appropriate time from your registrar is not necessarily the best solution. Maybe you have a system in place where you get a report which says these are the domains you should review about renewal time, and here's a business model they're being judged on, and by the way, you said you were going to develop this one last year but you didn't, so should you really keep this domain or not? Or maybe it should shuffle across a different business model. So there's lots of things and lots of moving parts with domains, and I've only mentioned a few of them. And I think it's some of the things that domain investors really struggle with. Fine at small scale, but at big scale it becomes very, very complex very, very quickly. But anyway, I'm going to talk about some more things in the next series of videos, and I look forward to talking to you then. Okay, thanks a lot for that. See you later. Bye.